Hey there, welcome to the show. My name is Jamie Zweer, and I am the host of the Oh How Healthy podcast and the founder of Oh How Healthy Insiders, my signature membership site showing busy women how to simplify healthy eating so that it can fit into your budget and your schedule, not only for your health, but your family's health as well. I know that you're busy, so I'm going to keep these episodes short, sweet, and to the point. And without any further ado, let's dive into today's episode. Hello, and welcome back to the show. I am happy that you are here. Thank you for tuning in to the Oh How Healthy podcast. I am your host, Jamie Zweer, and today we're chatting about a topic that I don't normally talk about. This is a topic that I found coming up inside of the Facebook group. I've been getting messages and questions about how to manage the current state of affairs and situations with lack of gym and added stress and just lack or extra snacks around. And I've been getting a lot of questions come through about how to manage that, right? Because that is a very real thing that is happening to a lot of us right now, where we're maybe putting on the pounds, and it's because we're stuck in quarantine, we are under different circumstances, etc. And so last year in July, inside of the membership site, there was a training that I shared, and it was all about summer slim down. And although that was very important and it was a request that I was getting from my members, I feel as though this year it is important to share a topic of conversation that is slightly different. So yes, those ways and those tips and those resources that I share in order to help you get to your goal, whether it's through whether it is weight loss, whether it is meal prepping, whatever that is, those are so important to share. But more than that, it's really important to talk about the art of self-love and self-care and body acceptance, because without just accepting who and what we are at this current moment, sometimes we can be unnecessarily rude to ourselves, and it could be detrimental to our mental and physical health. Whatever the circumstances are, we really have to learn how to love and appreciate ourselves and our bodies just the way that we are, and then of course navigate appropriately. And so we're going to talk more about this topic in the episode and how to navigate situations that could cause us to feel a little bit less than nice to ourselves. And so I hope you enjoy this episode. I know that it's super important and may seem a little bit cliche to focus on self-care and self-love, but it really is so important to be able to look at ourselves in the mirror and be happy and be okay and be loving to who and what we see, because that's really what matters. And if we can make improvements to that, awesome. But it's not the only thing that matters. So listen, guys, enjoy the episode. I will be around if you have any questions. You can always find me on Instagram at Oh How Healthy. Hop on over, say hello, send me a message, let me know what you thought of the show, tag me in a photo, and I'll catch you after the episode. Before we start, I just want to let you know that this is a pre-recorded video, so if you hear any sort of scratchiness or it's a little bit quieter at some points, or you hear me referencing the word PowerPoint, that is because this was done on a PowerPoint previously, but I found that the information was really powerful and I wanted to make sure that I shared it with you guys, so please enjoy.
There, and welcome to the Body Love Training. I'm really excited about this training, and I hope you are too. I know that body love, self-care, self-love, those things may seem a little bit cliche, but I promise you that it is really the true element that's going to get you where you want to be, whether it is a health goal you're looking to achieve, whether it's a weight loss goal, a fitness goal, a mindset goal, any sort of health condition that you're looking to achieve. Accepting and loving your body for who and what you are right now is going to be the key that is going to get you where you want to go even faster. So let us dive in and let me explain what I'm talking about. Alright, so you all know, or maybe you don't if you're newer to the group, that I am a huge believer in having goals. I think the bigger the goal, the better. I love ambitious goals and people who set those goals, and having goals are great. However, having goals can make you feel a little bit discouraged and a little bit defeated in who and what you are right now. And where you are right now versus where you want to be, they may be very different places. Or maybe it's not so much of a different place. Maybe it's just like a little bit of a change. And there's also something to consider about where you are right now versus where you used to be. And so what is really important is to understand the importance and the power of now. So although having a big lofty goal could make you feel a little bit disempowered, it's important to know that the only way that you're going to be able to get to where you want to go is by working slowly and steady and very consistently to achieve that goal that you are looking to work towards. And that's really the power of now, because you cannot do anything about yesterday. You cannot do anything about tomorrow. What you have the power over is right now. And you can sit there and you can worry about the past. You can daydream about the future. But what is really going to get you what you want is by taking action and the power of now. But also more than that, it is by simply appreciating who you are right now and learning to accept your body before you transition into this bigger, lofty goal that you're looking to achieve. And when you learn to love and accept yourself for no matter whatever shape or size you are, whatever sort of physical appearance or disability or anything that you may look at yourself in the mirror and cringe, or despite maybe people saying, wow, this X, Y, and Z, you are beautiful, or I don't understand why you feel that way. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. If you feel a certain way about yourself, then that's really the only thing that matters, and that's what we're talking about here. We're looking to learn to accept our bodies for what they are and who they are and who we are and everything about ourselves, so that we can truly accept ourselves, so that we can have peace. And just know that this is a journey. This is not, any sort of magic pill. This is why I do not believe in diets or things like that, because when you take care of yourself and love yourself for who and what you are, it makes the whole process a little bit more enjoyable. And so this is a visual about perspective. And so when this here says, it's raining, I don't like the rain, I wish it wasn't raining, my day would be better if it wasn't raining, my day is ruined, every day is like this, it's always like this, why does it always rain when I want it to be sunny? That's one perspective. That's not a very positive perspective, but it's a perspective. And maybe you could feel similarly about the way that you possibly talk about yourself. Like, yeah, these jeans never fit, I just look fat, I don't feel good, I look like a mess, look at my hair, my feet are too big, I always feel like crap, we all know this, and it's a kind of a perpetual state of negative thoughts, and it just will continue and continue, right? Unless or another perspective is, it's raining. Okay, yeah, it's raining. Awesome. And so my point in sharing this perspective is that maybe we can talk to ourselves in a similar way. Maybe we have different perspectives of ourselves, and where someone outside might be looking in, if we're like, oh, look at my hair, like it won't ever stay straight, it's just so curly and puffy, whereas someone else might be looking at your hair and think, wow, like her hair is so voluminous and beautiful, and I love that hair. And it's all really perspective. So my point in sharing this is that instead, not thinking about someone else looking in, but thinking about ourselves looking at ourselves, we need to shift that perspective. We need to look at ourselves and say, okay, all right, well, my jeans are not fitting. All right, my feet are kind of big, and my face does look puffy. Or, okay, I have like 20 pounds to lose. Okay, awesome. Now, what is this journey going to look like to get from where I am now versus where I want to be. So the key here is to accept the power of now, understanding that there's nothing I can do about yesterday. I'm not going to really fixate on tomorrow. What I can do is focus on right now. Maybe right now, what can I do to love myself a little bit more? Can I have a sip of water that might help me get to that goal that I'm looking to achieve? Can I take the stairs instead of the elevator? Maybe I can make a nice, delicious, healthy salad versus just mindlessly eating fast food. And these are things that we do in every moment that we could change in the current now to help us get to where we want to be, but also know that it's about acceptance. So so far from our slide up until this point is about truly trying to accept where we are, where we've been, what got us up to this point. Hey, I ate fast food for the past 4 months and now I have 20 pounds to lose. All right, cool. There's nothing I can do about yesterday. I'm not going to fixate about tomorrow or push it off until tomorrow. I'm going to focus on now and say, okay, I'm going to take better care of myself right now. Okay? And so that is a little perspective shift that we can take instead of constantly being in the past or in the future. It's about right now. And then creating that small, sustainable baby step journey to get to where you want to go. But I really want to let you know that you are stunning. You are beautiful. I think every single person on this planet thing is so beautiful. I don't care what you look like, what shape, what size. I always try to make people understand and see, like, I just see such beauty in people, and I always wish that they seen it in themselves. And, I can sometimes say this to myself. I wish I seen more beauty in myself sometimes because I can put myself down. So I say this about myself as well. But know this, you are beautiful. You are perfect. You are a human being that is this amazing source. Your body is so amazing. Your body just to be a human being is just seems like such a miracle to me. So I get a little gushy about that stuff, but when we put ourselves down because we might have our belt is in the next size up loop, and then we put ourselves down because of that, I just find that to be, we're too amazing for that, And so the choice is yours. Again, anyone outside's perspective does not matter. The choice is only yours. But what I want you to do before you decide to shut the laptop, shut this PowerPoint off and say, okay, yeah, I get it. Self-care is great. However, it's just not for me. Put yourself in your future self's shoes. So think about what you can do, which actually might be easier, is to look at a picture of yourself. Maybe it was senior prom. Maybe it was when you were at your soccer tryouts. Maybe it was at your wedding. Maybe it was at graduation. Just maybe a good amount of time ago where you may have taken that photo. We all know how we felt during those moments and how we felt about ourselves. So maybe, for example, it was your wedding day and you remember squeezing into your wedding dress or thinking your hair looked like a mess or your makeup didn't look great, or whatever the photo might be revealing to you. I want you to look back and realize, how adorable you were in that soccer photo or that wedding photo or that prom image or whatever it is. And maybe this doesn't apply, but chances are that this does apply to a large majority of us. And I only can say this because I know this for myself to be true, that I really wish that I was not as hard on myself during graduation, during my wedding day, during when I was little and I seen a picture of myself from being 7 years old and hiding a hot dog behind my back when I was taking a photo with my grandparents because I didn't want to look fat in that photo. That is a very real thing that happened to me. And so I just really wish I was nicer to that person, myself. And I can't help but think that we're all in that situation right now. And when we look back on maybe we are 30, 40, 50, 60, I don't care how old you are, and when you're 90 or when you're on your deathbed and you look back on yourself and wish that you had the body you had now, wish you had the looks you had now, wish you had the energy or the stamina or anything about yourself that you will wish that you have again in the future, you have that right now. And I want you to make a choice from that perspective to be kind to yourself and loving to yourself and know that you are beautiful and you are enough, and to just love on yourself a little bit more because of that. And so this is kind of, these two slides kind of tie into one another. But so the mind is everything, and you become what you think. So maybe I have a grandmother who's 95 plus years old, and all I know about my grandma is that she always thought she was fat. She's not fat. She's actually really petite, but it doesn't matter what I think. It matters what she thinks. And all I know is that she's in the nursing home right now, and she still calls herself fat. She still focuses on, the little roll that she sees on her stomach, which it breaks my heart so much, because the mind is so powerful, and you literally become what you think about. So when you sit there and fixate on a little extra love handles, or your face might look puffy, or your jeans are constantly too tight, that's what you're going to get. The mind is everything. You become what you think about, and this is a quote by Buddha. And so you literally create your reality and your perception of yourself through what you think. So why not create a more positive perspective, right? And so maybe when we go back to like this slide here about the power of now, and you're like, yeah, Jamie, but my jeans are literally so tight I can't even breathe. Okay, so size up. Where's the next size of jeans? Where are your yoga pants at right now? What can you do right now to feel a little bit better about yourself so that we can have a little bit more positive thoughts right now? And this slide is all about the comparison is a thief of joy. And when you're sitting there and you're thinking, okay, yeah, like the power of now, I am literally 60 pounds overweight, but you are trying to tell me to love and accept myself for the way I look now. Like, I'm a fat slob. While my neighbor is running a marathon tomorrow, and how am I supposed to sit here and feel good about myself? Well, that's because you should not compare yourself to anyone. The comparison is the thief of joy, and the only thing that you should compare yourself to is who and what you were yesterday. That really is so important and really needs to sink in, because the only thing that you have power over is yourself and your thoughts and your now and your own perspective. And do not compare yourself to anyone else other than who you were yesterday. So if that means unfollowing your neighbor, cheer her on, give people love, good for you, that's awesome. Or maybe you need to be out of town that day because it's a trigger for you. Or maybe you just need to unfollow someone on social media. Maybe you need to, whatever that is, which social media is a huge factor here, but you just do not compare yourself to anyone. Know that you are a work in progress. This is your journey, and you are going to get there because you are creating health and wellness in your own mind, and you're creating self-love in your own body. So even if you are getting ready to go to the swimming pool, they invite your neighbor who invited you over, for example, and you're like, wait a second, I'm supposed to be in my bikini, 60 pounds overweight, and you just ran a marathon and you're going to be in your bikini? Oh, hell no, right? Like, oh, hell no. That is comparing yourself. That's comparing yourself. So in those situations, You focus on right now. You focus on doing the best you can for right now. You focus on telling yourself a little something nice about yourself. You focus on saying, all right, I only need to focus on my own body. I'm not focusing on you. And maybe I might wear something that makes me feel a little bit better about myself, a flattering bathing suit or whatever that may be. This is a work in progress. Like, and just by saying this one thing is probably not going to help that one day or that one occasion, but it is going to help over time when you don't, feel the need to glance dirty looks, or by mentally telling yourself things when you show up at the pool and you say, oh my God, you look like that and I look like this, like, X, Y, and Z. Like, these are just examples. But over time, when you continue to practice makes perfect, that's when these things really take hold. So just know that this is a work in progress, but this is a huge point here, that comparison is a thief of joy. Do not let other people trigger you. Do not let other people bother you. You are in this solely by yourself. Like, this is your body. You need to take care of your body while, showing love and appreciation for others. This is not about completely being selfish. This is just a internal journey that you are going to be on. So maybe that is journaling before you head to the pool and remind yourself of these thoughts. Like, I am enough. I am beautiful. I love this bathing suit. This color looks great on me. I think that these cuts are flattering. I love my curves, X, Y, and Z. You fill in the blank, and whatever that means for you, this is a journey. So, and also take a moment to think about all your body has done for you up until this point. Your body, when I started this PowerPoint, I said that your body is amazing. It has done so much work for you. It's constantly pumping blood through your veins. It's constantly breathing. Your brain is constantly working. It's constantly healing itself. Maybe you had babies and it birthed these babies, and your body is so amazing. It's just constantly trying to do its best for you. And what we can do back for it to show it some love and appreciation is by, namely, giving it love by just saying, you love and accept yourself. And, also what you heard me talk about before in this group is eating well is a major form of self-care. Drinking plenty of water is a huge form of self-care. Moving your body, all these things are forms of self-care, and that's one extra step that you can do. But this really does start in your mind and your mindset, and by truly just sitting there and thinking, wow, like, my body is doing, like, just take a glance then at your body and think about all that it's doing right now. You're reading, you're comprehending, you're listening, you're breathing, maybe you're digesting food. It's healing, and don't take that for granted. Because without finding a deep love for our bodies, then enough will never be enough. Maybe you know someone like this, or maybe you've been in this situation before, but for example, maybe you've been on a diet, or you wanted to lose that 60 pounds. And let's say you did it. Like, congrats. Like, you made it. You lost 60 pounds. But you're like, well, now that I lost 60, I can probably go down 5 more pounds. Or I can probably start lifting weights now. Or I can probably, go down 10 more pounds. Or maybe I can try this kind of diet now. And enough really is never enough, because that initial work of loving ourselves and accepting ourselves for who we are wasn't really done. So it's constantly, I want more. And it feels very unfulfilling without going back and thinking of, okay, like, the power of now and the power of accepting myself for who I am, and knowing that this is an ever-evolving journey. But we really have to find a deep love for our bodies, so that enough is always enough. The current now moment is always enough, and doing more is just an added bonus, not something that we are striving and need to achieve, because what we look like is never enough, or how we feel is never good enough. And self-care is not selfish. You heard me just say this, that eating well is the number one form of self-respect. So you really just want to take care of yourself by feeding yourself highly nutritious foods. Eating well is just, especially what we talk about, eating whole food-based meals, is going to serve your body in such a huge way. Eating whole foods, it supplement, like we talked about, your lungs are always breathing, your heart is always pumping, your brain and your cells are always healing. By feeding it the most nutrient-dense food is going to help it sustain itself even better. So eating well, and if you're curious about what well is, maybe you're new to the group, make sure to reach out in the Facebook group, ask a couple questions, check out some of the meal plans and the recipes and other challenges and trainings to learn more about that. But we all are striving to eat well, and know that self-care is not selfish. Maybe you are fixing yourself your own beautiful salad. Obviously, you can make some to share, but if you are going out of your way to take care of yourself, that is not selfish. If you're spending, a little bit extra on groceries because you want to make these meal plans for yourself, then that is not selfish. It's self-care. And I would like you to pause and think, like, what does self-care mean to you? And here to the left, I have an image which represents quote-unquote real self-care and quote-unquote fake self-care. And these are the things that I'm talking about here, about self-care being something that's coming from a place of self-love. And for example, the bottom image here, the bottom post here, it says, moving your body because you can and because you want to improve yourself and improve your body and improve your well-being is a form of beautiful, real self-care and self-love, whereas fake self-care is working out as a form of punishment. So let's say you had a really big Friday night, happy hour, you had drinks, you had appetizers, and you're like, ugh, I need to work that off. I need to get to the gym and work harder and burn these calories off. That would not be real self-care. That is something that you're doing not because you love yourself, but in fact, you are trying to, essentially erase the fun that you had. You were out Friday night and it was meant to be enjoyed, so enjoy it. And instead, move your body because you love yourself, because you want to improve yourself, because you can, because you're healthy, because you're mobile, because you want to maybe release some toxins and move some of that junk through your body, whatever it is. But you're doing it because you want to improve your body, not because you want to beat it up and punish it. So a couple other examples of real self-love are fueling your body with food that gives you energy and helps you improve your mental and physical fitness, drinking water, being kind to yourself, setting boundaries, spending time with people that enrich your life, treating yourself to something new because you love yourself. So we don't want to, on the other hand here, diet, avoid, or use alcohol or drugs, talking SHIT to yourself to motivate yourself, right? Like, do harder, push more, let's go, you do this, like, don't be a piece of crap, X, Y, and Z. Saying yes to everyone because you're a quote-unquote nice person, socializing because of FOMO, if you think you're going to miss out, buying anything that promises to make you love yourself more. Maybe that's creams and teas and those diet teas and all these things, because you're constantly looking for the next quick fix, and working out as a form of punishment versus self-love. So that's just a couple examples, but I would encourage you to ask yourself, what does self-care mean to you? What were some things that you were doing to take care of yourself, and do you normally incorporate self-care into your life? Is it something that you are aiming to do, that you want to do, that you just haven't got to yet? And what are some of the things from the real self-care list that you can incorporate into your life? And slow and steady will always win the race. It's all about consistency. It's all about really just taking those baby steps to get to where you want to go so that you can achieve the goal. It's not about going from 0 to 100. You really have to start slow and take those itty-bitty baby steps so that you can work from now, where you are right now, to where you want to be, but by appreciating yourself every single day through it. And also, when you do it from a place of self-love and self-care, it makes the process so much easier. When you're working out or when you're eating the healthy meal because you have to, or because you ate too much the night before, then guess what? It's a miserable experience. But if you're doing it because you actually want to help your body out and give it some love, then it is so much more enjoyable. So slow and steady will win this race. And if going positive or, being super, like for example here, say kind things about yourself, accept compliments. If you look in the mirror on a regular basis currently and you cannot find one thing nice about yourself, if you are in the habit of going in the mirror and being like, oh my goodness, look at that hair, look at your teeth, like fix your makeup, why does your shirt look like that? If that's your current state, and I'm saying, say kind things about yourself and say, oh, you're so beautiful and I love you and X, Y, and Z, that's going to be a huge jump. It's not going to feel real. It's going to feel fake and it's not going to work. So what I recommend is go neutral. So instead of looking in the mirror and saying, oh, like fix your makeup, you look like a mess today, what you can say instead is, try to find something nice about yourself. Jamie, all right, I like the color of your eyes. You have nice skin. Your lipstick looks nice today. I like your earrings. Anything, just extract something, and because I know, especially if we're in the habit of saying negative things about ourselves, it can feel really painful to go positive. So go neutral, and it can be anything, and get in that habit of just saying one nice thing about yourself. That's it, and then get in the habit of doing that. And also accept compliments from people. As women, we always are, no, this old thing, like we have such a hard time accepting compliments. So I challenge you, the next person that gives you a compliment, accept it. Say thank you. I actually like my hair like this too. Thank you so much. I love these jeans also. Thanks. Instead of deflecting them possibly. And a little bonus here is flattering colors, styles, and prints and clothing can help you feel amazing. So check out whatever, what is a flattering clothing style for your body type. There are a couple different body types, and we're not all the same. We're all very unique and beautiful and individualized. So it is really, it can be beneficial to find clothes that make us feel really good. Like I said earlier, when we feel like our jeans are a little too snug, well, guess what? Find a new pair of jeans that are the next size up and that make you feel really beautiful. And this is something that has helped me dramatically in the past years by finding clothes that made me feel really beautiful, or not that's very positive, but actually that made me feel like I didn't hate wearing summer clothes. I used to dread summer and did not understand how people were wearing shorts or felt confident in skirts or X, Y, and Z. Tank tops, that was actually a troublesome area for me. And what I was realizing is that I constantly just had this idea that I had to wear these shorts that I had left over from the past few years. And when I realized, like, okay, Jamie, like, this is not a flattering style, and maybe it fit you years ago, and maybe it still fits you now, but it obviously doesn't make you feel comfortable. It doesn't make you feel good. It doesn't make you feel good about yourself. So change it. So find something a little more flattering. Maybe it's a romper. Maybe it's a flowy skirt. Maybe it's a a different color. I don't know, but find something. And once I found a style that actually fit me, I pretty much wear the similar thing in different colors and prints now. But it makes me feel really good in the summer, and I don't dread the summer as much as I used to. So instead of going super positive, you can go neutral in that way, but also finding things that are very flattering to you and your skin tone, your size, your shape, whatever it is that will make you feel really good, then go that route. And listen, you are capable of amazing things. I know this about you, and I want you to know this about you, that you got this. You got this, okay? So listen, I'm here for you. If you need any support, always hop into the Facebook group. You can tag me and ask me any questions. But I hope that you found this enjoyable. I hope that you can find some sort of, deeper self-love, deeper appreciation for yourself through listening to this. And maybe if it feels a little too positive and you want to go neutral, remember that going neutral is perfectly fine. Journal through any sort of hard things that come up or situations that you encounter. Know that the only thing that you need to compare yourself to is yourself, no one else, and understand that this is truly a journey and you have to take baby steps to get through it. And also understand the power of now, and that in this current moment, you are capable of amazing things, and you got this, okay? So I'm here for you as always, and let me know if you need any further support. All right, bye.
Thank you so much for being here to tune in. I hope you really enjoyed that episode. It was something that really felt powerful for me to share, because we all can spread a little bit more love on ourselves, and the reminder is always so nice. So I would love to hear what you thought about it, your biggest takeaway. You can find me over on Instagram, send me a message, let me know that you found my work through the podcast. And I would love to hear if you have any suggestions for future episodes. I would love to hear them and take them into consideration. But other than that, thank you so much for being here again, and I will catch you all next week. Have a nice week, everyone.